one endeavor where Microsoft has just not been able to really break in and succeed in is streaming. They are competing against giants like Twitch and Facebook Gaming by using a platform known as Mixer. And you probably heard of Mixer in large part because back in August 2019, Ninja, the biggest streamer of all time pretty much, he essentially moved from Twitch, departed from that platform in order to stream exclusively on Mixer as part of a deal that he signed with Microsoft. So I believe in part Ninja's decision to move had to do with him not being particularly happy at the way Twitch was handling their platform or sort of their more lackluster support for streamers. But also, another big part, of course, had to do with the monetary transactions that went behind the scenes, with an article here from January 2020 reporting that Ninja was paid between $20 to $30 million for that Mixer exclusivity deal. So Microsoft, yeah, they went all out by acquiring Ninja in their attempt to really bolster Mixer as a competitor to giants like Twitch and put it at the forefront of streaming platforms. And then back in October of 2019, they took it a step further and they acquired Shroud as an exclusive streamer for Mixer. And this right here essentially kicked off the streaming platform wars. Companies left and right, from Twitch to Facebook Gaming to YouTube, began reaching out to famous streamers and secure exclusivity deals so that they could find a way to get people to watch on their platform. Now, with Microsoft having acquired two of the biggest streamers ever, you would think that Mixer at this point would be in a pretty good position, would be on the rise. But the fact of the matter is that despite that initial burst of viewership, Mixer never really caught traction or gained momentum. And so less than a year after signing that deal with Ninja on June 22nd, 2020, which is today, Microsoft announced that they'd be shutting down Mixer and partnering with Facebook Gaming. Here's what this Verge article had to say. Microsoft is closing its Mixer service on July 22nd and plans to move existing partners over to Facebook Gaming. So streamers like Ninja will no doubt be shifting to that platform for the time being at least. The surprise announcement means Mixer partners and streamers will be transitioned to Facebook Gaming starting today, and Microsoft will no longer operate Mixer as a service in a month's time. The Verge reached out to Phil Spencer to get a statement on this situation, and here's what Phil had to say. We started pretty far behind in terms of where Mixer's monthly active viewers were compared to some of the big players out there. I think the Mixer community is really going to benefit from the broad audience that Facebook has through their properties and the abilities to reach gamers in a very seamless way through the social platform Facebook has. Basically, by the time Mixer began to compete seriously by acquiring Ninja, the streaming platform market had been pretty saturated by all of these different platforms. I believe Twitch is essentially considered to be the first true major streaming platform before other companies began to jump on board. But Facebook Gaming, you know, that already had the backing of Facebook as a social media platform. It already had a big audience, and they could leverage that to bring a lot of viewers into Facebook Gaming. Same with YouTube. It already had a big audience before they kind of started taking streaming seriously. Mixer is kind of starting from zero, and it's already competing with major platforms that have established itself, and even after acquiring Ninja and Shroud, they just couldn't gain traction. As for what this partnership between Microsoft and Facebook Gaming will entail, well, it reads right here that on July 22nd, all Mixer sites and apps will automatically redirect to Facebook Gaming. Existing Mixer partners will be granted partner status with Facebook Gaming, and any streamers using the Mixer monetization program will be granted eligibility to Facebook's Level Up program. Now, a big part of why Microsoft suddenly decided to give up on Mixer, realizing that it's just not gaining the amount of traction that it needs, has to do with their upcoming xCloud game streaming service. Apparently, a big part of their decision to partner with Facebook is related to, quote, broadening the appeal of its upcoming xCloud game streaming service and its overall gaming efforts. Microsoft will work closely with Facebook to bring xCloud to Facebook Gaming, allowing viewers to click and immediately play games that people are streaming. The article then aptly notes how this is a similar strategy to Stadia. Among the marketed features for that platform was the ability to watch a streamer stream their game, click on a link, and you just immediately dive dive into that game. But to this day, that feature is missing from Stadia. Many of you will know by now that Stadia launched as essentially a beta platform, very incomplete, lacking in a lot of the marketed features. That continues to be the case, but Microsoft was trying to do something similar with Mixer, but because Mixer just doesn't have that audience, it's just a detriment to their pursuits with xCloud, and so they decided, screw it, let's partner with another major streaming platform, Facebook Gaming, which has that huge social media audience and the sizable streaming audience that it's garnered since the platform's launch. The Verge article then noted how Microsoft considered a number of decisions between ditching Mixer, selling it off, or investing more money in without a guarantee it would hit the scale it needs to compete. And on that front, Phil Spencer explained it wasn't as much about return on sell, it was about finding a partnership that was the best things for the community and streamers. We think this is it, and it gives us a great place to launch more xCloud content and give gamers the ability to play from there. So it sounds like they're kind of giving up on their live streaming pursuits so that they can ultimately bolster their xCloud goals with integrating cloud gaming with live streaming, essentially. And so to that end, he said, when we think about xCloud and the opportunity to unlock gameplay for 2 billion players, we know it's going to be critically important that our services find large audiences, and Facebook clearly gives us that opportunity. So seeing more of a business opportunity in cloud gaming, given Microsoft is currently among the first to really kind of implement a cloud gaming platform that actually seems very appealing from a user end perspective. It looks like they're just saying it's more worthwhile to invest in xCloud right now instead of, being stubborn about our failing live streaming endeavors with Mixer. Now, in a separate Verge article, it was noted that any streamer that signed with Mixer and was transferred to Facebook Gaming are not actually locked to Facebook Gaming. They are free to stream on Twitch again if they so want. They don't have that exclusivity contract with Facebook. According to Vivek Sharma, the head of Facebook Gaming, this individual simply said it's up to them and their priorities, meaning the platform isn't actively pursuing exclusive agreements with any of Mixer's biggest names. Ninja did tweet that he is weighing his options, tweeting the following: I love my community and what we built together on Mixer. I have some decisions to make and will be thinking about you all as I make them. So he might not necessarily stick with Facebook Gaming. He might go somewhere else. No doubt he's getting offers left and right from all the major streaming platforms that still exist, so he'll be fine. So yeah, this is where we're at right now with this story. Microsoft gave up on Mixer damn quickly, which suggests that its performance must have been pretty frickin' abysmal, and there's actually a chart right here that highlights just how poorly Mixer was performing from April 2019 to April 2020. So as an industry, the streaming landscape has grown by 99%, which is pretty substantial, and within that growth, Twitch grew 98/101% year over year. YouTube Gaming grew 65%. Facebook Gaming had a major surge of hours watched, 238% growth. And then finally, we have Mixer, which, as you can see right here, grew by a minuscule mere 0.2%. Beyond a lack of growth, if you look at the raw numbers in terms of hours watched, you will see that Mixer is far, far behind. So Twitch right here, for example, by April 2020, saw 1.491 billion hours watched. YouTube Gaming saw 461 million hours watched. Facebook Gaming saw 291 million hours watched. And finally, we have Mixer, which falls way behind at 37.106 million hours watched. Suffice to say that Mixer's performance has been pretty abysmal, especially considering how much money Microsoft invested in acquiring major streamers like Ninja and Shroud. There's a saying that goes, a rising tide lifts all boats, but apparently that's just not the case with Mixer. Despite the entire live streaming industry growing by 99%, Mixer just garnered a fraction of growth compared to its competition. Now, normally I might say that Microsoft is giving up on Mixer way too early, like how Google kills off a lot of their services and products before they've really had a chance to spread their wings and fly. This seems to be in a similar vein again, less than a year after that Ninja contract for them to kill off the platform. I mean, that's pretty damn soon, but looking at how abysmal these numbers are, it doesn't seem like Mixer really stood a chance or will stand a chance no matter how many streamers it acquires. It really doesn't seem like there's any way for Mixer to recover at this point, and with xCloud looming on the horizon and with Microsoft intent to deeply integrate game streaming with live streaming, I guess it makes sense for them to call it quits while they're ahead and find a platform where there's just a much bigger audience. And you can see right here, Facebook Gaming grew by 238%. So yeah, they're catching up fast to YouTube and Twitch. And not to mention, again, there's this huge, massive social media presence on Facebook that may further bolster xCloud's ability to garner a mass audience. I think a lot of people kind of saw this coming. I don't think many people will be surprised to see Mixer see an unceremonious end. A lot of these major big streamers will no doubt find a new home and still make boatloads of money and still draw in huge amounts of viewers. I really feel for the smaller creators and streamers who signed up with Mixer. Apparently, they were not told about this whole situation. They all found out that Mixer was shutting down on the day of. So here's a tweet by Twitter user Bear, who said, "This is really sad. It looks like none of the Mixer streamers knew this was coming. I haven't visited Mixer in a while, nor know these peeps. Wish them the best in their next platform of choice." And now they're left in a situation where they have to rebuild their audience in a different platform. For these folks who are just barely getting by trying to make a living, or, you know, who don't have such a massive audience and name brand that they'll be followed wherever they go, I mean, this is a pretty big upset. I understand why Microsoft shut down Mixer. It was just something of a lost cause, but there's still a way to handle that in such a way that you are responsible for the smaller creators that depend on your platform for their livelihood. You know, a lot of the big streamers, they'll be fine, they'll be okay. But a lot of these smaller streamers, they might be significantly impacted by them having to move to a new platform and rebuild that audience. For them to find out such an important development on the day of the public announcement rather than being given a heads up in private like a lot of these bigger streamers were, no doubt. It all goes to highlight that, yeah, the big moneymakers will get preferential treatment, even though they're the ones who will be okay with a situation like this. I really hope that these folks land on their feet, and hopefully, you know, these streamers will see their Mixer audience transition to whatever platform they choose next. So that's my take on this whole story, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Microsoft shutting down Mixer. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.